First, I chose a relatively clear spot in the forest. Then, I dug a rectangular area by burying a few small sticks in the ground. Then, using a primitive wooden spade that I made entirely by hand, I dug the ground, cleared the grass and vines, and made the area completely flat. I needed strong wood to build a house, so I cut down some straight and strong tree branches from the forest with a stone axe. I used a heavy stone as a hammer to drive the branches firmly into the ground. When the posts were driven in, I tied them tightly with tree bark or strong vines like ropes to create a beautiful roof or frame for the house. The rice needs a roof to protect it from the rain, so I cut large palm leaves or rove from the forest. I carefully laid the leaves one on top of the other and covered the entire frame. And voila! My wonderful hut was ready.
Now I started making fire using the primitive method with 2 dry sticks and a piece of wood. After some effort, the wood started to smoke and I was able to light the fire with that spark. To stay warm in the forest on a cold night, I set about making a warm bed inside the house. First, I dug up the ground inside the house and made it look like a crooked trench. Then, I raised the sides of the trench by scooping out the mud and soil.
Then I went to a nearby mountain stream. From there, I collected several large and flat stones. I covered the top of the stream with the stones and covered the empty spaces very well with mud and soil. At one end of this bed I placed a mouth or firebox for lighting the fire, and at the other end a hole for the smoke to escape. I made a nice chimney over that hole with earth and stones. This way, when a fire is lit in the firebox under the bed, the hot air and smoke will flow through the channels inside the bed and out the chimney, leaving the earth and stone bed above it all. After all the work was done, I lit a fire in the firebox with wood. I saw the smoke beautifully flowing under the bed and out through the chimney, and my earthen bed was gradually warming up. In the heat of the fire, the raw earth also dried up and became like hard bricks.